Y'all know that we are slaves, right? Like, we're currently all slaves. Slavery never went away, it was just remodified as the working system. Every day you have to get up super early, spend 8 hours a day away from your friends, your loved one, your family, work for pennies on the dollar to make somebody else richer than they already are. And then you get hit with all these bills that you can barely afford because shit is going up. Things are way too expensive. And once you pay off all your ridiculously expensive ass bills, you're broke and have to go to work again the next day. And then once you get paid again to pay your bills, you're going to be broke again. It's literally a rat race. It's like the guinea pig on the hamster wheel. And I know I'm not the only one that feels this way because I just got paid and now I'm broke. And don't get me wrong, I have money saved up, I have money in investments. But literally, the chump change I got paid from my two jobs is all of a sudden gone because it went to bills. And now I have to go back to work again, wait a whole week to get paid to pay bills again. And the same amount of money I'm getting paid, people have two, three, sometimes four kids. I'm like, there's no way people are surviving making the same money I am with dependents. I don't have any kids. I don't have a place of my own. I'm still living at the crib. Yet these people have like a whole bunch of bills, mouths that they have to feed, roofs that they have to keep over their head, clothes that they have to buy. How are y'all doing that with the same amount of paycheck y'all get as me? It's literally impossible. Financial freedom is a whole flat out fucking lie. It's bullshit. Unless you were inherited money, grew up in a rich family, hit the lottery, heard a crazy sports betting parlay, you're never gonna get rich. You're never gonna get ahead. Because they don't want you to get ahead. They want you to stay slaves and depend on that job and work for the next 40, 50 years of your life. And when you finally can retire with the little bit of money that you were able to save, you can enjoy it. Your bones are going to be too brittle and weak to enjoy it. You won't physically be able to do the things at an older age compared to when you were younger. The United States working system was designed for us to be slaves for 40, 50, if not 60 years and then die. And then what happens when you die? They take half your money because of taxes. Don't get me started on taxes. That's another scam system that they created to keep you broke. It makes no sense how we go to work, bust our ass, and then they illegally take money from our paycheck. And then when it comes time to file taxes every single year, they demand you to pay more money on top of the money that they already illegally took in from you. The American dream is to get the fuck out of America.
I just went to Safeway, got my usual sandwich, ham, bacon, sub. And normally it's $7.49, as you can see, right? The lady tells me, oh, so if you add bacon, it's extra. And I said, since when? It's always been this price. And she looked at me like I was being difficult, like I was being prima donna, like I was the problem. I was like, I've ordered the sandwich 10 times, over 10 times. I've never been charged for it in my life. You see that rip right there? Yeah. I ripped off the extra dollar. I hate to be that petty person. I hate to be it. But you know what? A dollar is a dollar. In this economy, a dollar is towards my coffee. A dollar is towards my livelihood. Okay? And when you weren't charged for so long without the bacon, and now we have some random girl working there and she's telling me I gotta pay an extra dollar for some bacon, I refuse. So I did rip it off. Sue me. Next thing you know, we're going to be charged for the vegetables on our sandwich. I'm not even joking. Next thing you know, it's going to be that. It's just, there's always something.
How much is rent where you live? Because apparently the average rent price in America is $2,000.
Y'all, I thought I was in the market for a new vehicle till I went and looked at a new vehicle. I got the fuck up out them people dealership because I can't believe y'all paying these prices for these cars. Like, oh my gosh, like 2020 was really that year where buying a house and buying a car was the smartest decision. 21 was cool too. 22 was okay, but 2020 for sure was that year. If you ain't get in and get what you had needed then, like, bruh, people really be paying all this money for vehicles. Like, and the thing is, I see why. You getting a smaller car or, buying the cheaper mommy vehicle, like, stuff like that. I get it because for But what you could get back then versus now for the price is crazy. Like I said, I thought I was in the market, but I left like I was good. Once I didn't even set the dealership alone. That's the thing. Was there maybe 30 minutes. Let them like run my credit and everything. So don't worry about it. Not in the market anymore. I'm about to go scrub that car I got and make it look brand new because we won't be buying no new car no time soon. So the wheels fall out, boo boo.
I just went in Walmart and dropped $90 like it was nothing. Do you want to see what $90 gets you at Walmart? This little bag of stuff right here. $90. Let me show you what I got. First of all, if you have not tried these yet, you need to. They're so comfy. They're all over my For You page. But little shorts, and I got light gray set shirt to go with it. Okay, so shorts and a shirt. I got some ponytail holders for my little girl. Fingernail polish, lip gloss, a necklace, some sandals for my little boy, hair bows for my little girl, a lip liner, and a snack for each kid. $90. 90 flipping dollars. Have a great day.
So my apartment just sent the lease renewal, and I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page, that I would be ridiculous if I were to accept. Mind you, I live in a 400 and something square foot studio, right? It's nice. It's aesthetic. Some of y'all said, lovely apartment. Thank you. It has one closet. There we go. But I just got the renewal. And a reminder, I told you, around somewhere in the 400 square foot, right? They increased it $400. $400. The gym downstairs, through all the 3 treadmills has something wrong, or 4 have something wrong with it. The entire time that I've lived here, one of them just broken the entire time. But I'm okay I can look past that. But $400 for 400 square feet, make you on the same page that I probably should renew my lease, right? I should start looking. I live in Boston, so you know it's already expensive, and I don't really want roommates, so that's just not gonna happen. My budget really is underneath 3K, like 3K and below. With this, it would be above 3K. It would be a few $100s above 3K. So just making sure that we're on the same page that I should not renew my lease, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Okay, so just wanted to check in with that. Put your comments down below. How are your renewal contracts looking like? Feasible? Impossible? Silly? Ridiculous? I just want to know, what's the temperature like? Because, do they not know this economy? I'm confused. My confusion is confusion. That's all. Let me get my moving boxes, because we're not staying here.
Just in case you're wondering how much an apartment in California cost, this lovely place has a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, and is renting for $2,779.
I'm so damn tired of motherfucking America. Can't shit get done around this motherfucker if you ain't got no money. Look at my motherfucking job. I don't got no Medicaid or nothing like that, no insurance. So I gotta deal with this shit. Last night I couldn't even eat. I could barely talk. Open my eyes. I just got to deal with the shit because I ain't got no insurance. Everything in America costs motherfucking money, but these jobs ain't paying a fuck ass thing for us to pay for what the fuck we got to do. Just fucking crazy. I mean, seriously, everything costs motherfucking money in America. It costs money to be born. It costs money to live. Damn, it costs money to motherfucking die. To be buried, baby, in some dirt costs you an arm and a motherfucking leg. They just want all your little coins. And these jobs, like I said, paying the bare minimum, you can't even fucking afford a place to stay. It costs to be homeless, baby. Everything costs money. Everything. I don't know what I'm gonna do about my mouth, but I'm taking some ibuprofen for it because I don't like to look like this. That's why I was hiding it from y'all. But y'all, if y'all got some remedies, some home remedies I can use for my face, it's an abscess causing this situation. If y'all got any remedies or anything, let me know in the comments. Other than that, y'all be easy. Ouch.
I just saw a lady's TikTok video saying that she was in Greece and she saw so many older people with canes trying to enjoy themselves and, enjoy their vacation after retirement, but not really being able to enjoy themselves because you cannot do what you could do in your 20s and your 30s and 40s and even in your 50s. And I just wanted to spread that because I feel like that is a wake-up call for most of us, because we just live and work every day and we're not truly living life to the fullest, and we're supposed to wait until we're 65 or older before we actually start to enjoy life and have the funds to do so. This was an older woman saying, baby, I don't care if you got to do it on a budget. I don't care if you got to save up for it. Travel, enjoy life, experience life. Do not sit around and let your life pass you by and you ain't did nothing but work a job. It inspired me to get up, and I'm about to start planning my vacations now. Because look, the American dream is obviously not a dream, it's been a scam.
The average Gen Zer says they'll need more than $500,000 a year to feel successful.
I don't think our generation can budget their way out of this.
With young adults hitting major life milestones like marriage and financial independence later in life, there's anxiety over whether the American dream is achievable for them.
Do you feel like hard work pays off now? It's really hard to say.
Our generation is starting behind, loaded with student loans, higher interest rates, housing costs exploding.
Finding a spot to rent in the city is hard, and with mortgage rates going up again, buying a home seems out of reach. A survey published last year showed nearly a third of Gen Z adults, under 26 at the time, still lived with their parents.
I'll walk past a real estate place and just see listings, and I'm just that's an amount of money that just seems like I can't even imagine. It feels kind of insurmountable.
Every time I get paid, it's either my car payment I have to pay and car insurance, and then on top of that, phone bill. So it's so much at once hitting me, and then my credit card that I have to pay off.
I think there's an assumption that Gen Z is ungrateful, difficult to work with, expecting things that we don't deserve, and the reality is much of our generation is working really hard.
They still have some hope in the American dream.
I know that this is a country where people can achieve their dreams. It's just getting harder and harder to do that.
Man, honestly, fuck the American dream. The American dream ain't never did nothing for nobody but put them in some goddamn debt. You buy a house, you in debt. You buy a car, you in debt. You start a business, you in debt. You try to go to school, you in debt. You telling me there ain't shit we can do in this life to where a motherfucker ain't gotta be in debt? Nothing? And it's I know God intended for us to do more than just clock in and die. Because at this fucking point, that's all we doing. We barely making enough to survive, and we clocking in and dying. That's all the fuck we do.
I honestly don't know how people 18 to 30 right now are just going to work and acting like nothing's happening. This is going to be a deep dive into the modern American dream and what people need to realize if they are young in their career right now. And if you are just doom scrolling, go ahead and go to the next one. But if you are actually serious about taking career advice from someone who has left a $300K a year corporate job to run their own business in 2025, let's talk. I just want to give you a little bit of context as to where we are at and mapping this to past trends in the US. My mom's parents, my dad's parents, neither of them went to college. They grew up in a small town, a manufacturing town back when the United States was the manufacturing capital of the world. And what happened when I go to their towns now, which is a small town in Indiana and a small town in South Carolina, there's a graveyard of factories that are completely empty. They have been deteriorating for 20 to 30 years. Right now, if you are 18 to 35, we are just like our grandparents who are working at a factory. There's a clear path. Maybe you're in tech and there's a high-paying job. You can save money, you can live a good lifestyle. But you know what just happened? And this is the same shit as our grandparents experienced is, hey, they're working at the Ford factory and it's going great. But you know what? GM just announced they're moving their facilities to China. And that's okay. Hey, Cursor is replacing the need for engineers at tech companies. Some of the biggest investment banks in the world are forecasting a recession, but hey, it hasn't hit me yet. I'm making $150K. I'm just gonna save 10% more this month. The same exact shit is happening right now, guys. And if you are 18 to 35, you have two choices. you can hold on to your slightly above average, higher than normal paying job, and you can wait 3 to 5 years until you finally get cut, and then you've got to figure it out when you're even more entrenched in your lifestyle, or you can actually start building or changing careers right now. If you have the ability to go really deep on the technical side and you understand that world, maybe that's a path for you. But if not, and I'm dead serious, guys, you need to learn how to sell right now. I don't see a path in 2050 and beyond where almost any type of job is still in demand. Now, sure, there's going to be programmers, there's going to be analysts, there's going to be lots of different, traditionally high-paying roles, but with how much software is doing, there's going to be less of those jobs available because AI is going to be a co-pilot and making those jobs execute much faster with less people. And additionally, the pay bands for those, which right now a highly skilled software engineer can still command 400 to 500K, that is going to slow down, and overall, on average, that is going to come down further and further. There is no advantage anymore in being a great programmer like there was between 2000 and 2020, where if you were the first person to market, you made the first Uber of whatever, you had a real chance of building a successful, fast-growing business. That is commoditized. I built a ChatGPT bot yesterday in an hour that automated 5 hours of work per week, and I don't even know how to program. So if you do not know how to sell, I recommend getting an entry-level sales job at a reputable company, especially if you have a solid background, so you can just understand the skills of how to carry a one-on-one conversation, how to sell a higher ticket item business to business, and or maybe you don't necessarily want to do that if you are not learning how to play the social media game, if you are not trying to build a YouTube, a TikTok, or an Instagram. Just pick one. You don't have to do all three at the beginning, but if you are not learning that, guys, I don't see a future where 10 years from now, you're going to have a real chance to compete against AI and so many jobs. So with that being said, I'm giving honest career advice of someone who has left their 300K corporate job because I built an online business that is bigger than that salary. If you want more of that advice, that is what this channel is about. And I also make tons of free in-depth guides on YouTube about tech sales as well. So yeah, let me know where you're at. Let me know if you agree, disagree, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
The retirement math is not mathing anymore for most people, and young people have really taken notice and taken matters into their own hands. Instead of waiting until they're 65 to retire, a lot of young people are taking sabbaticals now, like mini retirements kind of throughout their career. And honestly, the psychology behind it makes perfect sense. When there's tons of volatility in the market and the traditional paths to wealth building and security feel increasingly uncertain, the concept of delayed gratification that comes with retirement saving starts to look more like a gamble than a guarantee. And your brain is almost making sort of this like rational calculation where it's saying, if the future is unpredictable, why not bring some joy, to the present? And that's why we're seeing a lot of like mini sabbaticals, even like FOMO, treating yourself culture, all of that is a response to the economic uncertainty. The traditional retirement model was built for a world with stable careers, more predictable markets, even shorter lifespans, and none of those factors apply in the same way anymore. And in my opinion, what we're seeing is not YOLO spending or irresponsibility. It is a thoughtful rebalancing of sort of like life's equation. And if you can afford to take a 3-month sabbatical now to recharge, learn new skills, that actually might increase your lifetime earnings and satisfaction instead of waiting decades for retirement. And obviously the future is never guaranteed. And I think that is a calculated, educated gamble that a lot of young people are taking. Your brain is wired to respond to certainty and immediacy. And a definite experience now that brings happiness and potentially better is often better than kind of maybe an uncertain experience later. And that's not a cognitive flaw. That is your brain adapting to reality. I'm a certified financial planner. I talk all the time about money and money psychology. And financial planning and building wealth is not just about maximizing your dollar, getting everything out of it that you can. It is about maximizing life satisfaction across your entire life. And so for some people, that means front-loading some experiences rather than backloading all of them.
I am so tired of feeling helpless as a parent. Yes, my kids are grown adults. My oldest is 28, my youngest is 25. And I thought by teaching them what I learned, which is you work hard, you get a good job, you're going to get the things in life that you need, right? Worked for me. Why wouldn't it work for them? Because it doesn't. Because the world has fucking changed, all right? And now I feel like I see them struggling. And before my generation comes at me, yes, I understand struggling is a part of life. We all struggled. But there's a difference between struggling and drowning, all right? So we struggled and it was tough. But you know what? We made it. We knew there was a light at the end of the tunnel with our struggle. It seems like kids today, no matter how much they struggle, they just get further and further down the water into the drowning point, all right? when I was their age, I was making less than $10 an hour, and I could afford to live on my own. Now you have to be making six-figure salary to get a decent, tiny little place to live. So what the fuck is going on, and how do we help them as parents? I told my son, all you have to do is work hard, go to college, or join the military like I did. He went to college, got his degree, got a full-time job. He moved back in with me right when he graduated from college because he said, hey, Mom, as soon as I get a job, which was within 2 weeks of him getting out of college, maybe take me 2 months and I'll save up enough money for me to move out. Okay, cool. It's been 10 months. He has saved almost every dime and still can't afford to live. Why are one-bedroom studio apartments almost $2,000 a month? Why? Like, I just don't get it. So I don't even think that there's even classes anymore. There used to be, upper class, middle class, lower class. It's literally turning into the ultra wealthy, and then everybody else is just poor. Like, that's what is happening. And then I told him, hey, when you turn 25, at least your car insurance will go down. Hell no, he turned 25 and his car insurance went up $150. I tell him, if you need health insurance, get a good job. He has health insurance. He has had a medical emergency this week. Had to go to emergency room twice. He had to go to the emergency room because he couldn't get anybody to see him with the health insurance that he had. Right? So he had to go to an emergency room. Now he's out money for that too. It seems like you can never get ahead. And then my daughter, I told her all you have to do because she wanted to buy her own house. My daughter worked 6 days a week, 12 hours a day to save up enough for this down payment. Finally got this house. She's paying double what I'm paying for my mortgage, but her loan was the same amount. And then her mortgage company, after she's already moved in, said, oh, by the way, we forgot to tell you that you need this type of coverage, which we forgot in the beginning. That's an extra $200 you've been paying a month. And all they see when they come home is they watch social media, kids their age, on lavish vacations with all this money and nothing to do, all these social media influencers, because we value those types of things over hard workers. We will pay them $10,000, but you work 40 hours a week, you can't afford it.
A report that suggests that Gen Z will become, get this, folks, the richest generation in history.
No way.
You're welcome.
Yeah, what are the dates when these Gen Zs are born? What is
so the dates from 1997 to 2012, those are the years that encompass Gen Z.
Okay.
They're set to amass $36 trillion over the next 5 years, and their wealth is expected to amount to more than $74 trillion by 2040.
How?
The report says the reason is there will be a huge transfer of wealth from baby boomers as they pass their assets down to younger generations.
There's a reason why I am not against
Who are you?
fishing. I'm Don Kelly. I'm on the board.
You're on the board too.
I am. Yes.
How long have you lived here?
8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
Okay. I've lived here 16.
Okay.
Okay.
So, why wouldn't you just say that up front?
I did.
He did. But who are you and where do you live?
None
How
of your
do I know
business.
who you live?
It's none of your business. I know, but you don't have to tell
me. I am.
You didn't have to tell me.
All right.
I choose not to tell you because I don't have to tell you who I am.
Do you see the signs that say no fishing?
I'm not fishing.
He's got a hook on his
See that?
rod.
You want to look? Go ahead and look. Pull it. Grab the string.
All right. So you're just out. So why wouldn't you just say this?
I did. I did say this, but you guys wouldn't listen.
There were hooks on it before.
All right.
It's called fly fishing and practicing. I told him that from the very beginning. Okay? So it's none of your business
Well, it is.
because I'm in my neighborhood where I
our
belong and
neighborhood,
I pay
our
as well
neighborhood,
as you.
as well as
Correct.
us, who
I'm
voluntarily
in
trying
public.
to try to keep this place.
So
running.
run for public office. Why don't you run for public office?
Dude, why
Is that a board? The board, the board is
That's
terrible.
because nobody else will even. Okay.
The board is terrible.
I know, and that's
It
why
doesn't
you
matter.
volunteer some.
The board doesn't matter. The
You're
board
a
doesn't do
fucking
it.
prick. I'll wait for the.
No, go ahead. Ask Sir Matt Beiser. Have Matt Beiser come over, Sergeant. He's in charge of everybody else.
Right.
If he's on, tell him to come on over.
Brad's in Florida.
None of them will come over. I've already talked to him about it. I already talked to him how you guys harass me continually when I come out here and do this, and they laugh.
Because you don't even tell us who you are.
Because it doesn't matter. I live in the neighborhood.
You want everybody walking up the road, coming here, ignoring the signs, fouling up.
No, I'm in.
$2,000.
I live in the neighborhood.
Cost us,
I
me,
am not causing any fouling of anything.
How do we know?
It's
none of your business.
We catch people fishing.
What are you going to do to them?
Whether they have something on
What
the
are you
end
going to
of
do
their
to
rod
them?
or
What are you going to do to them if you do? Huh? What are you going to do to them if they do catch somebody fishing? You're an HOA board.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
There's reasons why we can't allow it. If you come to the
I
meeting,
can't allow it.
Yes.
Is it a law?
It's an insurance issue.
It's an HOA issue. So why did you call the police?
Because you weren't telling us who you were, and there are no fishing signs posted everywhere.
Why would the police be involved in something that's not a police matter? Okay.
We'll ask.
Oh, great. We'll go ahead and ask them when they come, and then we'll find out who's right and who's wrong. Okay. I can't wait. Do you mind? I'll send me your email address, or send it to him, and when you're on YouTube, and you see that you're harassing a fisherman in public in HOA, the YouTube loves the YouTube loves HOA presidents and board members. I hope so. I can monetize that. That is awesome. I could use it after. Yeah, I'm a pretty famous guy. It's surprising you don't know who I am, and you should know who I am. I'm probably the most famous guy in the neighborhood, actually.
Well, I guess.
Yeah. I'll be even more famous now. Actually, you're probably helping me, which would be great during this season. Just put 2 and 2 together. That's all you got to do.
I don't care. All I know
Okay, then go away. Then go away. It's my private property that I pay for.
That is controlled by a board that's elected by all residents.
That is not breaking any law whatsoever. And you called the police. What a waste of time and resources you did. All you had to do was walk away and say, there's nothing I could do because I'm just an HOA board member and this guy isn't breaking any law. That's all you had to do. But you didn't. You had to harass me. Oh, let me get. Where's Matt? Is Matt Meister on today?
Who?
Matt Meister?
Lieutenant Advisor?
Yeah.
No, he's not on tonight.
He's not on tonight. Okay.
No, he's not. You two go with my partner here? I'm going to talk to you, sir.
You betcha. I'm going to record. Is that
That's
okay?
fine, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm recording as well. I'm Officer Fuller. What's going on? Okay, so
They came up and harassed me while I was practicing my fly casting. And which is I think that isn't that against the law in Ohio to harass somebody who's fishing?
Well, it depends.
Okay.
So there is a sign that says no fishing, no trespassing.
Okay.
Comes down to where do you live?
Right, I live here.
You can prove that to me.
Yes.
Do you have your ID?
Yes. Did I break the law?
Well, I don't know that yet.
That's the key.
You see what I'm saying there?
So
I need to determine.
You got to determine if I'm breaking a law before I can give you my ID.
Okay.
What law have I broken?
Right now, nothing.
Okay, then I don't need to show you my ID. Okay. But don't worry about it. I live here, so you're covered. I'll show you my website too when you're done. Yeah, I'm good friends with him, Matt. Matt's a buddy of mine.
What was your name?
We do triathlons together.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
What was your name?
David.
David.
I'll keep my last name for the moment, just because these guys want to make up some fine against me. You got to see the video. They were threatening me with fines that they don't even exist yet. And I told them I wasn't even practicing.
So here's the thing.
Here, look at
the reason I'm asking.
Look at. There's nothing on the end. I'm throwing a line into water, and I told them that in the video.
So this is my only thing here. Okay. Is can you just tell me what road you live on?
I live on Brighton Lane.
Perfect.
Right there.
Like new marriage.
Huh?
You have new marriage for me because if they tell me to trespass you, I'm going to tell them it's civil, and then I have nothing to do with it. That's why I'm asking for your address. Not
Yeah, I can't give it to you because I haven't done anything wrong, and you know that's basically IDing myself. And then they're threatening me with fines and stuff. It's nothing against you.
Yeah, sure.
That's why I said Matt Beiser got him on the phone. Be glad to talk to him, but I understand he's off, so it's okay. I actually talked to you guys when I talked to one of you guys when we were at that truck rally.
Okay.
Yeah, and I told them that I had gotten harassed before down here, and I said, and it was one of your lieutenants who's normally on a detective. It was a detective that happened to be working that night, and I said, yeah, they're going to call police on me. And
what did they tell you?
They said, oh my God, we'll laugh at them if they try to call.
No. I'm asking.
Oh, what they say? They said that they're gonna try to find out who I am so they can make up a fine against me and that I'm trespassing. But yet they admit I'm not breaking the law, but then they called you. You want to see the video? I'll gotta show you.
Sure. I mean, did they threaten you with any physical violence?
No, but they did swear and so forth. Neither one of us did.
So it was just kind of all about fines.
It's all about their power of the HOA board, which is ridiculous. Yeah, what we all do when we live here.
And you're not even actually catching fish.
No.
Just throwing line.
Right. I'm gonna come up behind you and video also.
So here's my deal. There's nothing illegal about throwing a line in his hole. He's not even fishing. Second,
But he
has no right.
previously.
He doesn't have to give me his ID. He doesn't break no law. Anything between you two is civil at this point. So if you want to take him to civil court, that's your right. If you want to take them to civil court, that's your right. I can't make him ID myself to him. And if you want to look, there's nothing on that line. It says no fishing, no trespassing. He lives up here in here. I've confirmed that. He's not catching fish. There's nothing illegal about throwing a line in the water.
But how do we know, in trying to enforce our HOA rules, how do we know whether at any point in time someone is just practicing or if they're fishing?
Maybe I ask them.
I tried. Sure. I tried. It ended up.
I answered that several times to you.
Earlier.
I told you I was practicing, and I even pointed out the rod.
I cannot do anything at this point.
Thank you very much.
Just he's not. I've confirmed. I'm telling you, he's not fishing. He's throwing a line. If he wants to do that, that's his right. If you want to have the HOA thing, that's all civil. That is up to you. But I can't make him do anything at this point. And I would just ask you to let's walk away together so this can end civilly. I don't want to see this.
That's fine. I'm
And don't waste my time anymore.
I'm not against fishing. It's a rule that we have to keep the fountains from being fouled.
And had he not lived in this neighborhood, then I possibly would have a crime, trespassing. But it's not. It's all civil.
And all you could do is kick me off the land, anyways.
But I can't do anything. I can't even make him ID himself to me. Okay?
I told you it was a waste of time.
Can you ID his address so I know he lives here?
I have no crime.
It's none of your business.
I have no crime unless I've already. The only thing is, even the fishing part, that's all civil. So for me to make him give me his name, date of birth, address, I'd have to have reasonable suspicion or
reasonable articulable suspicion
that he is involved in criminal activity, which I don't. So I can't make him do that.
But it's trespassing if he's not a resident.
But he is.
But how can you know that?
Because he told me his address. And he, in fact, does know one of our lieutenants. So
it helps to know people.
My hands are
I also know George Lang.
Both of you, but I
can you tell us
these guys are
where he lives?
I get it.
So that we know.
I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to violate his privacy. You know what I'm saying?
Like, be my civil rights. And he's doing a good job.
I get it.
My job here is to make sure this doesn't escalate at this point.
And the whole point of this wasn't to be assholes, just so you know.
You want to see the video? You want to see the video of you cussing at me and swearing at me?
Of me cussing at
you? You're gonna see that video on YouTube.
You're internet famous,
no, I'm not internet famous. I'm just the most famous person in this neighborhood, and I'm surprised you don't know who I am. Let's just say I think you're probably both Republicans. So
okay, well, that's easy. So we're not going to go there. We're not going to escalate this. So let's just walk away. I cannot do anything.
Thank you, officer.
I do not want to have to do something that would. No, I don't want to escalate to a criminal.
I'll go. I'm parked over there.
Perfect.
Thank you, Officer
Thank
Fuller.
you for coming out.
Yeah, what was your name?
Arnold. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Officer Arnold. That's my dad's name.
Oh, really?
First name.
Yeah, I got two first names.
Yeah.
See you. Come on.
So my mother was Beverly Linda.
I get you.
She was born Beverly Linda. So in school, everybody didn't know what her first name was. It was either Beverly or was it Linda?
Okay, I see what you're
Yeah. Same deal with you.
Yep.
Have a great day, guys. Thanks.